On 5 News, the foreign holiday's back on if you want it. But there's lots of new rules too. Also today, fancy a pint? Welcome to 5 News. I'm Claudia Liza Armah. The prospect of a summer holiday abroad is back on the cards for millions of families in England. More than 70 countries and overseas territories have been made exempt from the government's quarantine rules, meaning that from next Friday, anyone arriving from there won't have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Among them are France, Spain, Italy and Germany. But because of a row between the devolved governments, the list only applies in England. We'll have more on that in a moment. But first, here's Julian Drucker on the new so-called air bridges. Julian, some clarity on the countries we can travel to, but what happens if there's an outbreak in that foreign country? Well, that announcement by Downing Street on those air bridges has caused something of a stir in Scotland, with First Minister Nicola Sturgeon branding the UK government shambolic. Well, let's speak to our Scotland reporter Alan Jenkins in Edinburgh. So, Alan, Nicola Sturgeon not mincing her words. Well, it's a big day in England tomorrow. A whole host of businesses are welcoming back customers for the first time since March. Hairdressers, cinemas and restaurants among them, but also pubs, which are being allowed to throw open their doors from 6 o'clock in the morning. The PM says he wants people to act responsibly. Well, Louise Beale is in Windsor for us tonight. So, Louise, what do we know about how businesses are preparing? So act responsibly is the message from the Prime Minister. But some are unimpressed at the decision to reopen pubs on a Saturday, not least police and health workers. Well, our health correspondent, Catherine, if people don't act responsibly, that could add more pressure to the emergency service. So what are the other UK nations planning? Thank you. Well, there are a whole host of other changes taking place outside of England. You're watching 5 News, still to come. See you after the break. Welcome back. Ghislaine Maxwell, former girlfriend of convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, has been charged with helping him to abuse young women and girls. She was arrested by the FBI in the United States yesterday. It's raised speculation that she may implicate others in his crimes. Now, lawyers have reiterated their calls for Prince Andrew to cooperate. Our royal correspondent Simon Vigar reports. A woman who plans to blow up St Paul's Cathedral has been jailed for at least 14 years. Now, we've known for a while that the care home sector has been one of the worst areas affected by the coronavirus crisis. Well, today we got the clearest picture yet how bad things have been. A whole raft of data has been published and it's sobering reading. Take this number. 19,394 deaths in England and Wales involved COVID-19 up until the 12th of June. That means 40% of all COVID deaths happened in care homes. We also learned that more than half of care homes reported at least one case of coronavirus. In those homes, 20% of residents tested positive. That's 1 in 5 people. So those are the numbers. What they don't tell you is what it's actually felt like working or living in a care home during this crisis. Well, Peter Lane's been speaking to staff at one care home in Scarborough to find out. That report from Peter Lane. Well, the bad news can be a little bit relentless during this pandemic. So definitely needed pictures like that right now. Coming up on 5 News tonight at 6:30, leaving lockdown, your questions answered. We're going to be looking at your worries and concerns as we ease ourselves into a whole new reality from tomorrow. I'll have a panel of experts from the travel, hospitality and health industries on hand. They're going to give you the best advice if you're thinking of, booking a beach getaway or heading to a bar this weekend. You can send your questions now. You can do that, send them to our Facebook page or on Twitter. Just head there and search for Channel 5 News. Well, that's it for now. Claire Nazir has weather next. I'll hopefully see you again in an hour. Bye for now.